Hi guys, how are you doing? It's me, Sam. Welcome to this new little video series that I want to do all about pentatonics. So this is aimed at people who want to add some flashy pentatonic runs to their improvisation. So this first video that I've got for you here, this is on descending 12s, okay? And the reason why I wanted to start with this is because knowing all 5 positions really well is so important when it comes to improvisation. So the thing with these descending 12s is all I'm doing is I'm literally just running through each position. I'm in the key of G minor pentatonic today. The reason why I chose G is so I can play the first position, the octave up as well as the octave down. Okay, so yeah, position 1. Position 1 is such a nice position because our first finger gets to play every other note. So I think that's the reason why everyone's drawn to that first position. So let me just talk about each position and the fingering that I like to do within these to begin with. So with that first position, I'm doing very much a 1 finger per fret technique. So I'm starting on my pinky, and every fret that I'm playing at fret number 6 uses my pinky. That's the 1 finger per fret thing. Every time I play fret 5, it's my ring finger. Every time I play fret number 1, that's my first finger. And the reason why I prefer that is because I don't have to stretch as far, and it just makes my life easier. So there's position 1. Okay, position 2. So for many guitar players, sort of this middle ground between the 2 octaves of position 1 is a bit of a grey area. Now position 2 is maybe a little more difficult than position 1 because we don't get to rely on our first finger for every other note. We've got to be a little bit more creative with what fingers we use. Now I've seen people do this in different ways, but the way that I like to do position 2 is also with a 1 finger per fret technique. So everything fits between fret number 8 and fret number 5 in this position, so I've designated a finger to each of those frets. One of the good things about doing this is it just makes your other fingers just as strong as your first finger. I think to begin with, everyone has a stronger first finger than the others, and you've got to work on the others to make them keep up. So that's position 2. I'm going pinky to middle, ring to first, pinky to first, pinky to first, pinky to second. Okay, difficult stuff, that one. Okay, so that's position 2. Now position 3, so this next one here, this is my least favourite, and I'll explain why. The reason why I don't like position 3 is it actually spans 5 frets, and of course I only have 4 fingers, so this forces me to do a position shift. Okay, so, and there's the position shift, okay? As soon as I go to the G string, I'm having to shift my pinky finger down, and then what I tend to do, rather than shifting back, is I just use these fingers for the rest of the pattern. Okay. I don't really like that one. It took me a while to get comfortable with that one. But it's good to know them all, I guess. Position 4, again we're back into 1 finger per fret yeah, 1 finger per fret technique, so I'm pretty pleased with that. There it is. Okay, and then we're into position 5. Now position 5 is interesting because I have to use my pinky for every second note. And to begin with, the pinky is the most inferior of the fingers, and you need to really give it some to get that pinky to keep up. Okay, that's position 5. And then of course we're back into our favourite place in the world, which is position 1. Right, so picking. I'm a very keen alternate picker. I think a lot of that is my favourite guitar players that I listen to are pretty much all alternate pickers, so that's the way that I decided to go. What can I tell you? So something that I'm doing as well when I'm picking through all of these patterns, I'm starting with a rake, and this is something I bang on about all the time, and you might be a bit sick of me talking about rakes, but it just makes your tone so much better. That first note, because of the rake, is punchy. And it, you know, it's powerful. So I definitely recommend the rake. Let me talk briefly about the rake again. So with the rake, I've got to use my karate chop area of my right hand to sit on the low strings that I don't want to hear. So in position 1 I'm starting fret number 6 on the E string, and I'm using this part of my hand just to choke all of those low strings, so when I pick them all you only hear the note that I intend you to hear. So starting with a rake, you'll get bonus points in my book if you use rakes. But then after that it's all just standard alternate picking technique. You know, what I like to do, which is straight from Paul Gilbert, watching Paul Gilbert instructional material, he talks about using the 45-degree angle with the pick to the string. So it's gliding over that string. And that's definitely what I recommend. It feels very efficient using that. So just strict alternate picking. Now some of you might have noticed that I've been muting the low 3 strings just to tighten them up a little bit. Otherwise I find they get a little bit maybe out of tune when you're picking them hard, you know. That little bit of palm muting just helps me control that a little bit. So there you go, there's the picking. Okay, so the other thing to talk about with these is you need to dedicate rather a large amount of time practicing these at a very slow pace if you want to be really in control of them. Whenever I'm practicing something new, I play it slow enough that it's flawless. Okay? If there's a mistake, then I'm going too fast. So this is so important. You've just got to sit there and you've got to play this very slow and very cleanly for the longest time. Now once you've been doing that for a while, then you can speed up a little bit. But again, when you speed up a little bit, if there's any mistakes, you're going too fast. Now a really cool thing that you can do to gauge your progress here is use a loop station. I've got a little loop station on the floor here. Let me just clear it. Now what I mean is whenever you record something and you listen to it back, you're listening with third person perspective, which I think is really important because when you're playing, of course you're concentrating on playing, so your ears aren't really listening to the good details. So for me to put the old loop station on here, it's recording. If I listen to that back, pleased with that. Now once I can do that consistently, then I'll think about speeding up. And again, I'm pleased with that. All of the notes are ringing out. There's no mistakes, you can hear every note clearly. So after a while, you know, you might start burning it up a bit. And again, I'm still pretty happy. And you can do that within all the positions. So that's position 1. Let's have a little play around with position 2. Listening to that. Sounds good to me. A bit faster. Yep. All the notes are working. I'm pleased again. Yeah, so thanks very much. That's the first part of this little series. Please click the subscribe button and come see me for some more videos. I just love posting guitar videos. I try to post one every week. So hope to see you again soon. Cheers guys. Bye.